The permit went into effect in 1999 and lasted for 20 years until it expired last year. But now a well-known company with a long-standing reputation in the state is seeking to get that permit renewed. 45 minutes north of Gainesville, Florida, wilderness hugs this crystal clear water. Ginnie Springs is one of 60 natural springs that branch off the 75-mile Santa Fe and Suwannee River system.
I sit over the river a lot on my dock, and I love that. And to me, that's heaven.
But Michael Roth's slice of heaven is being threatened.
The springs, which everybody's seen pictures of the springs at their peak 20 years ago, you can see before where it's clear, blue, beautiful. And now, at its best, it's a kind of an aquamarine hazy view.
Water at Ginnie Springs has been bottled and sold for the last 20 years. The Seven Springs bottling plant captured about 300,000 gallons of Ginnie Springs water a day for the last 4 years, well under the 1.152 million gallons its permit allows. But the plant was sold a year ago, and its new owner, Nestlé, is ready to pump the maximum.
They insist it's not an increase in capacity, it's always been that capacity. Well, the fact is it's akin to an increase in capacity because nobody's used more than a quarter. They're going to use it all.
But that plan is on hold. The permit expired in June. And while the company waits to see if Seven Springs can get a renewal from the Suwannee River Water Management District, the community has mobilized.
They are taking community water that the community has a right to, water that the community has a right to manage for themselves and for their future generations.
With the final say in the hands of its 6-member governing board, residents have poured out in numbers to voice their opposition. A December Water Management District meeting turned into a rallying cry when dozens of people waited to address the board one by one.
And when you've got a massive, giant corporate, huge behemoth coming into town to suck us dry.
2 hours of public comment, all echoing the same sentiment.
No to someone taking our water.
The district's team of environmental experts is looking at all potential impacts and risks before the 6-member board votes on Seven Springs permit renewal.
They are following the statutes and they are giving every permit applicant the same opportunity to make their case of whether they should or shouldn't have the water that they're requesting.
One of the biggest concerns, the river's already low water level, and the worry Nestlé's increased pumping could cause permanent damage to Ginnie Springs.
We're continuing to degrade it, and we're continuing to allow permits to go through without realizing what we are doing to our springs.
The company released a statement addressing those concerns, stating, "We have a 25-year record of working on aquifer protection and recharge projects, and it would make no sense to invest millions of dollars just to deplete the natural resources on which our business relies." Yet, despite reassurances, Michael Roth still worries whether Nestlé will be taking too much.
You have a dying patient on the table here. The Santa Fe River is not even running at minimum flows. If you take a spoonful of water out of a glass of water, it's still less water. And if you're dying of thirst, then it's a lot of water.
The Suwannee River Water Management District staff must make their recommendation by February 25th. Then the board can decide whether to approve or deny the permit.